behind the back, and that left somebody in the dirt.
Rubio.
Yeah, Rubio. And, well, he
got tied up with Horford, yeah.
Tied up with Horford, but...
Kyrie Irving is a very unique person in the NBA. He has been on the championship teams, nearly led the Celtics to the NBA Finals multiple times, and is now a guy waiting to see what next season brings as he teams up with his best friend, Kevin Durant on the Brooklyn Nets, to see what happens. But despite all the bad things you say about Kyrie, and trust us, there's a lot of things you could say about Kyrie that aren't great, you can't deny when it comes to his skill, he's really one of the best, including being one of the best ankle breakers in the game. Allow us to show you the 10 ankle-breaking moves by Kyrie Irving that will haunt NBA forever. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 10. The Sun Spin. We're going to break down his best year by year to truly show you just how great he is when it comes to ankle breakers. So naturally, we start off with the 2011-2012 season, where in a game against the Phoenix Suns, the newly drafted Cleveland Cavalier player decided to go and put on a show. Just watch this play. He looks like he's going to go right through a player, but instead, he just spins around him, drives on by, and then puts up a perfectly placed shot as he's heading away from the basket. This was a play that really helped show just how good Kyrie was, while also delivering hope that he could truly lead the Cavaliers without LeBron James around. Obviously, that didn't happen, but when you watch plays like that, you honestly can't help but be amazed, and obviously, he's got better as time went on. Number 9. Trailblazed. Okay, we'll admit, we think this one was technically a traveling call that should have been made, but when you see the beauty of this motion, you can forgive the ref for not calling it in lieu of just being amazed by it all. Seriously, this is a basic play that just becomes something perfect. Kyrie's going up against a Portland Trailblazer defender. He posts up with him, fakes him one way, then another, then goes around him to make the basket. It was basically a dance move, and it's just so pretty. Seriously, watch this over and over again, and you'll never get tired of seeing it. How could you? It's just so dazzling, and that defender was no doubt scarred simple for the fact that he got schooled by a player, and they were likely showing that highlight for days. There's been smooth, and there's being that smooth. And remember, that's happening in mere seconds, so it's not unlike Kyrie planned to break the dude's ankles that way. He just went for what came naturally to him. Number 8. All-Star Break. We'll be honest with you here. Sometimes some of these ankle breakers are against players who are good. After all, they are in the NBA, but not all-star level of player. But in the 2012-2013 season, during All-Star Weekend, he made sure to go and break some ankles against some of the best around. And yeah, he did exactly that. In this case, he was going up against Brandon Knight. Once again, it starts off infinitely simple. He's just dribbling the ball and trying to see what Knight would do. But then, he makes a series of jukes and moves and breaks him so badly that Knight honestly falls to the ground as Kyrie makes a beautiful shot. You know you're doing something great when the announcers aren't even focusing on you. Then you make the play and they cry out, "Oh no!" Oh yes! And not only did he hit the shot and break the man's ankles as he was jumping back, yes, jaunting, look it up. He put up the shh sign and made it perfectly clear that anyone who doubted him needed to be quiet, because that is the next level greatness, no doubt. Number 7. Thunderstruck Down. Heading now to the 2013-2014 season for Kyrie, and in this particular epic moment, he goes and shows up the Oklahoma City Thunder, who, if you recall at this time, had both Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. So the team was stacked, not that it mattered to Kyrie, of course. Because, not unlike the last entry, Kyrie just decided to go and do work to make the players fall. In this case, he was driving in and made another juke inwards to make the player fall down and leaving him wide open to make a 2-point play. It's honestly kind of sad how easy he makes this look, because it shouldn't be this easy. And the best part is that right after he breaks those ankles, you can see other players coming in to try and defend, but they get hesitant because they likely don't want their ankles broken either. Number 6. Which way did he go? I don't know. This one is just silly in terms of how smooth it is, because in this fight with the 76ers, Kyrie not only went off, he just decided to go and make a man miss him by literally a mile. No, seriously, look at it. He juked the man so bad that he went in the completely wrong direction, and it took him half a second to realize the mistake he just made. That's art right there, pure and simple. Even the announcers are getting a kick out of just how good it was and how flawless and smooth he made it look. If you make a man go in the wrong direction by foot, that's impressive. Make him miss by just as much as Kyrie did here. That shouldn't be humanly possible. Number 5. Hungry like the wolf. Again, sometimes these ankle breakers are nothing more than big moves against non-defensive players. But in this battle against the Minnesota Timberwolves, that wasn't the case. Because as the announcer would note, he was going up against Tayshaun Prince, a premier defender in the NBA and a guy who was meant to contain Kyrie. Apparently, no one told Kyrie that, because not only does he break the man's ankles, he does it with multiple behind-the-back dribbles and a backward crossover to get the opening he needed to make the shot happen. Again, that's skill. Number 4. Kyrie dance. Here's another case of Kyrie going up against someone who is very talented. During a match with the Washington Wizards, he went and fought Bradley Beal, who's a stud on the court. And not only did he get around him, he was able to lure him into position, where he could draw the foul and broke his ankle, and he made the shot. How did he do that? How did he get all three to happen? The world may never know, though this was also a case where he also broke his own ankle. But we'll let that slide. Number 3. Spin cycle. We'll keep this one short because the play speaks for itself. This is Kyrie doing work, making key dribbles. And then as if that wasn't enough, he goes through two guys by splitting a very small gap and he still makes the basket. Whoa! Number 2. Lap the Lakers. Kyrie's time in the Boston Garden wasn't always the greatest because of his antics. But in this case, yeah, we'll give him a pass. Because this ankle-breaking play in particular showed that he was deadly on the court. He had the ball, lost the ball, got it back, was defended by basically 3 guys, then still got the basket after making them look all like fools. Which, given this was the Lakers he did this to, made the Garden very happy. Number 1. Future ankle breakers with the Nets. While all of those ankle breakers that we've shown you have been nice in one form or another, there is little doubt that there are more to come in the next NBA season that Irving plays. And you can argue that these upcoming ones might be one of his finest for the simple reason that he's going to be playing with Kevin Durant. How good this duo is honestly going to do is obviously very much up in the air, but given the proficiency of these two, you'd think that they would be able to not just flow with one another, but get some big wins as a result. Plus, with Kyrie, he's going to be working twice as hard to not just win with Durant, but prove he's on an equal footing with Durant. After all, Durant was the big reason why the Golden State Warriors won 2 extra rings during their dynasty, and Kyrie, meanwhile, was on the second to LeBron. And what happened in Boston with the Celtics was productive and yet destructive. The point is, when it comes to Kyrie, he's got more in the tank. The only question is what player is going to get their ankles broken next. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at Kyrie Irving and the ankle-breaking plays that are just crazy to look at that proves just how good he is in the NBA? Which of these ankle breakers do you find most jaw-dropping? Can you believe he was not only able to do them, but do them so consistently over the years? Do you think another classic Kyrie Irving anchor that we left off this list? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.